Probably what I get the most, I know I haven't done a video, by the way, for a long time because for the month of June, I've been in a 300-hour teacher training, which is all day, every day. I am so exhausted, plus keeping up my regular teaching schedule. And oh, by the way, I have a full-time day job too. So yeah, so I'm sorry, I've been neglecting making videos. But probably what I've been getting the most requests for is an express class, a Vinyasa express class and a core express class. So I'm going to combine the two and do a little express Vinyasa with extra emphasis on core express class. So we're gonna get started right in downward facing dog. So curl your toes under, send your hips high and back, pedal out your heels, maybe shift your hips left and right. Really try to maybe even find a little bit of a twist. You can bend your knees in one direction and then send your heels over to the other direction and bend your knees. So really trying to get a stretch along that side body. All right. And then we're gonna lift those heels as high as they'll go and lay them back down. Again, lift it up as high as they'll go and send them back down. Lift them up. This time we're gonna ripple forward, find your plank, and inhale, hips lead the way, downward facing dog. Lift them up, bring it forward, plank. Exhale, send it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, bring it forward, plank, rock forward on your toes, lower halfway, chaturanga. Inhale it right back up. Send it back, down dog. Inhale it forward. Exhale, halfway down. Inhale, push it up. Exhale, send it back. We got one more, just like that. Inhale it forward. Exhale, halfway down. Inhale it up. And exhale, send it back. Inhale that right leg up behind you. And exhale, knee to nose. Shift it forward, round your back. Inhale it all the way up. Three-legged dog. And exhale, pull it in tight, tuck your chin, tap it. Inhale it back. And exhale, we'll step that right foot between your hands. Untuck those left toes, sit up nice and tall. Reach your arms up. Maybe interlace your hands. Really what we're looking for is a stretch here along your left hip flexors. So get it nice and deep. There you go. Don't worry about finding the back bend. This is more about space and depth in the legs. And then we'll send your fingertips down to the mat, shift your hips back and flex your toes. Fold over that right leg, little hamstring stretch. And then we'll bend into that right knee. We're gonna step your right foot back to meet your left. And we're gonna tap some shoulders. Right, left, left to right. So try not to sway too much, right? This is about keeping your hips nice and square, keeping that core nice and tight, pressing into one hand as you lift the other. So you'll feel those abdominals light up, your obliques will start to come say hello. You can say thank you for joining us to the party. We're gonna go for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, you got this, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Push it back, downward facing dog. Nice job. Inhale that left leg up. And exhale, knee to nose, round it and pull it in, bring it forward. Inhale it back. Exhale, round it, tuck, knee to forehead. Inhale it back. And exhale, left foot between your hands. We'll drop that right knee and reach your arms up. So coming into our little crescent with our right knee down. You can bring your hands together if you like. You can even look up at those palms. But this, again, remember, it's all about sinking your legs down, right? Finding that space there. Finding the opening of your hip flexors. And then we'll drop your hands Shift your hips back, flex your left toes, and fold over that left leg. We'll bend into that left knee, curl your right toes under, send your left foot back to meet your right, and we'll come into a right side plank. So roll onto the outside of that right foot. We're gonna start to reach your left hand up. If you need to stagger your feet, stagger your feet. For this first one, we're just gonna squeeze your right shoulder blade to your right hip. Maybe start to bring that left hand up and over. So how much space can you create on the left side of your waist as you squeeze the right side of your waist? Hold it here, just 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Other side. I'm gonna come over to this mat. You can stack your feet or you can stagger them. Whoop. Start to squeeze that left side of your waist. Really open up the right side. Reach that right arm up and over. Legs are completely engaged. Booty is scooted underneath your body. Hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that right hand down. Send your hips back for downward facing dog. Bend your knees, look forward, float to the top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen your heart forward. And exhale, fold. Inhale, push through your feet. Reach all the way up. Exhale, hands at your side for Tadasana. Let's keep going. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. This time we're gonna move through our Vinyasa. Step or float, knees up or down. Make your way to Chaturanga. Inhale, push your heart through for upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Push the backs of your legs towards the back of the room. Really root down through your inner hand. Navel is pulled in. Heels are reaching for the mat. See if you can make some space at the base of your neck by wrapping your triceps. Bend your knees, look forward. We'll float all the way to your half lift. Lengthen and fold. Inhale, push through your feet. Reach all the way up. And exhale, hands at your side. Again, inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, find that space. Exhale, plant your hands. Chaturanga. Inhale, push it through. Exhale, send it back. So what we're doing right now, these are Surya Namaskar A. These are our traditional sun A, sun salutations. Make sure that your heels line up behind you so that you shouldn't be able to see them. Bend your knees, look forward. We'll float to the top of the mat. Lengthen your heart forward. And exhale, fold. Inhale, push through your feet. Reach all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're gonna bring that left ankle and cross it over your right knee and start to sit low. Bringing your hands to heart center, we're gonna sit a little bit lower. So I really want you to find that left knee reaching down to the mat. Flex that left foot. Pull your navel and sit a little bit lower. Maybe even bring that left shin parallel to the ground. We're gonna bounce it here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep that leg lifted. We'll bring that left knee in. Reach your arms up. We're gonna kick it back for a warrior 3. Think about lifting from the inside of that left leg. Good, bring your hands to your hips. We're gonna bring it forward once again. This time we're gonna kick it out. Point your left toes. Bend your left knee, send it back. Warrior 3. Good, hands to your hips. Bring it back. All the way forward, knee into your chest. Kick it out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms go up. Warrior 3, stay with it, stay with it. Reach your arms forward. Then we'll soften that right knee. We're gonna step into crescent lunge. This time we're gonna find a little bit bigger opening. So really deepen the legs. Open up that left side. Open up your left hip flexor. Whoop. Find your back bend. It's a little bit challenging with the balance when you're looking up and back. We'll hold it here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop your hands. Bring your right foot back to meet your left and find your plank. We're gonna lower onto our right forearm and come on over. This time you're gonna stagger that left foot. I'll turn this way, over your right. Bring your left hand to your left hip, dip it down, squeeze it up, and up, and up. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, other side. I'm gonna spin around. No one wants to see my booty, I promise. Bring your right hand down and tap it down, squeeze it up, and up, and up. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring both hands down. Make your way back, downward facing dog. Bend your knees, look forward. We're gonna float all the way to half lift. Lengthen and fold. Inhale, push through your feet. Reach all the way up. And exhale, hands come to heart center. We're gonna cross that right ankle over your left and sit low. And sit low. And sit low. Take your time. Sit a little bit lower. A little bit lower. A little bit lower. Can you get that right shin perfectly even with the ground? 5, 4. We're gonna start to pulse here in a minute. 3, 2, 1. We'll pulse it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand up. Bring that right knee in. We're gonna send those hands up and start to kick your right foot back and find your warrior 3. Think about lifting from the inside of that right thigh. Bring your hands to your hips and we'll bring that right knee all the way in and forward. This time, kick it out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Send the arms up. Sending it back. Warrior 3. Strong right leg, strong left leg. Hands to your hips. Bring it forward. Pull it all the way in. Kick it out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Send it back. Find your warrior 3. Then start to soften that left knee and step back into your crescent. Bring your hands together. Whoop. And start to find some depth in your legs. Really feeling the stretch along that right side. Really feeling that intense work coming on the left side. Don't try to get out of it, right? Embrace it. Welcome it in. Sit a little bit lower. Find it, feel it, it's all good. Whoop. And then we'll bring those hands down to the mat. Find your plank. Separate your feet about, 10 to 12 inches. Wrists lined up right under your shoulders. We're gonna drop your heels to the right. Tap your hips, come back. Tap your hips to the left or close, come back. Without untucking your toes, you're gonna find this version of your up dog and then find a super high plank. Again, hips to the right, to the left, center, and lift up. Right, left, center, squeeze it up. Right, left, center, up. Right, left, center, up. We got 2 more rounds. Right, left, center, squeeze it up, right, left, center, and back. Find your down dog. This time we're gonna hold it just for a breath or two. So find that long Ujjayi breath. Inhale your right leg up. Exhale, right foot between your hands. And we'll lift it up for warrior one. Sinking into your legs. Looking up and open it up, warrior two. So really feeling that opening of the hips and challenge yourself, right? Make sure you have a wide enough stance that you can really bend into that right knee and have it line up right over that right ankle. Tuck that left hip under you and reach your arms out. Look out over that right hand. Sit a little lower. Reverse your warrior. And we're gonna take a little interlock prep. So we're gonna bring that right hand down to the inside of that right leg. Bring your left hand around. If you need a little help like I do, you can sort of use that right hand to bring your left hand all the way to the inside of that right thigh. And then use that as leverage to open up your chest. If you wanna look back or look up, you can, but really trying to find depth in the legs. You can push your hips forward, just slightly leaning back, just slightly. Find space. And then we'll take this right into our bind. So your left hand is almost in the right place. You're just gonna dip forward. Scoot this right hand under, grab onto your left hand, and then roll that left shoulder back. Holding it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring both hands down to the mat. Bring your left knee down. We're gonna heel toe that right foot out to the right and sit into a lizard pose. Bring your forearms down to the mat. You can just let that right knee roll out, right? Coming onto the outside of that right foot. You can find a little movement here, left and right. Don't get too attached. We're not staying that long, just finding a quick little stretch. Then we'll bring that left hand down underneath your left shoulder. Place your right hand on top of the inner right thigh. Maybe push it away, lifting your heart. And we'll bring your right hand down and find your downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg up. And exhale, left foot between your hands. Warrior one is your inhale. And open it up for warrior two. Adjusting your feet as needed. Scooting that right hip under you, bending deeply into your left knee. Arms out from your shoulders. Find that lift of your lower abdominals, right? Really supporting your movement. Sit a little lower. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And we'll come into our prep. So you can use your left hand to maybe bring that right hand around inside of that left thigh. Bring your left hand down inside of your left thigh and roll. Use that, right? Push out with that left hand as you roll your right shoulder back. Strong right leg, your right glute is completely fired up. And then we'll take this right into our bind. So let that right hand just go behind you. We're gonna lean forward, grab onto your fingers, and then roll that right shoulder back and hold it here. Keep working that bend of your left knee. I know it burns, mine does too. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your hands down. We're gonna find our lizard pose. So walk that left foot out, point those left toes out, bring your right knee down, and we'll come down to our forearms. You can just let that left knee just roll out. Nice job. I like to find some movement. I'm a runner, so I have really tight hips. So it helps me, you don't have to. We'll bring that right hand underneath your right shoulder. Bring your left hand to the inside of that left thigh. We're gonna push it away. Maybe looking up, roll your shoulders back. And we'll bring that left hand down. Curl your toes under, and we'll find that downward facing dog. Pedal out your heels. Bring your shins down to the mat. Sit up tall. We're gonna take 2 rounds of camel. So, your choice, right? You got lots of hand positions here. You can bring your pinkies together, bring your thumbs together. You can walk your fingertips down. You can bring your hands to heart center. Woo! Whatever works for you. What I care about is that your feet are pressing into the mat and that you keep sending your hips forward. Don't sacrifice that forward movement just to grab your heels. So we'll send your hips forward, lift your heart, lift your ribs, lift your chin. Maybe start to look behind you. We'll grab one heel. And then the other, if you have to lean back to get them, then push your hips forward again. Hold it here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on up. Have a seat. We got one more of those. All right, here we go. Round 2. Lift it up. Knees are hip distance. Feet are hip distance. Send those hips forward. Lift, lift, lift. Find that big upward movement, upward movement. Grab your heels if you like. Send those hips forward. You got this. Stay with it. Stay with it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on back. Sit on your heels. Knees together. We're gonna do a little rounding of the back. So bring your pinkies together, middle fingers touch. Tuck your chin, round your back. We're gonna come all the way down. Just let those elbows flop. And then we'll come up. We're gonna send your feet forward and come into a little boat pose. So we're gonna continue with our stretch here, right? So if it's available to you, you can just interlace your hands and bring them behind your thighs. If you have the flexibility, you can grab your elbows and start to send those feet up. So this is a little bit of a tricky balance, so be patient with yourself. You'll have to find that balance right on your sacrum. Keep squeezing it in. Maybe looking up, pointing your toes, holding it here. And then slowly keeping your feet up, we're just going to send those hands forward. And we're gonna lower to low boat 4 times, lifting it up, count of 4 in each direction. So 4, 3, 2, 1, lift it up for 4, 3, 2, 1, lower it down for 4, 3, 2, 1, lift it up for 4, 3, 2, 1, lower it down for 4, 3, 2, 1, lift it up for 4, 3, 2, 1. This time we get to stay down for 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach your arms overhead. Bring your heels into your hips. We're gonna take a bridge pose. Start to drive down through your heels, lifting your sternum towards your chin. Interlace your hands underneath your back, and we're gonna roll onto one shoulder at a time. Really pushing through your heels, really engaging your glutes. Coming up a little bit taller. Start to walk your feet in towards one another, so they're more towards the center. Start to push into your right heel. Push it down, bring your left knee into your chest, and then reach it up. Once you get there, really push with that right heel. Hold it, squeeze it. Try to touch the ceiling with that left foot. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that left heel down. Push through that left heel. Send that right leg up. Push through the backs of your arms. Really fight to lift those hips. Fight to touch the ceiling with your right big toe. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll bring it down. Bring your knees in. You're gonna cross that right ankle over your left knee. Reach through that opening, grab for the front of your left shin and pull it in. And then we'll switch. Left knee over your right. Reach through that opening. Pull your right shin in. I like to sway a little, like you might have noticed, I like to find a little movement in a lot of these stretchy poses. I don't know if my body gets more out of it, but for sure my emotions get more out of it. It feels more satisfying. And that has value too. And then we'll bring both knees in. Send your feet mat width distance apart. Bring your arms out. And we're going to send those knees over to the left. You should start to feel a little stretch here in your obliques and the top of that right hip. And if this is enough, just being here, you can stay here. If you want to bring that left ankle and lay it on top of your right knee, you can do that too. And if you want to bring your arms overhead in a soft diamond, you can do that too. And then we'll come back. Release your left foot back over to the left side of the mat. You can bring your knees over to the right. You might notice that one side is tighter than the others. On the other, I barely felt it on the other side, and this one, my left hip is like, ah! And that's, it's normal. Like, we have all of these imbalances. That's one of the things that yoga really helps with, right? Is that it helps identify them, and you can choose to work on the weaker side. So if you want to stay there, you can, or if you want to cross that right ankle over your left knee, you can do that too. And wherever you feel sensation, this goes for every stretchy pose, right? That's where you send your breath. Right, with each inhale, you want to send, I always imagine sending like light, right? Something that's going to open up that space. And then with each exhale, it becomes more about just surrendering. So taking that space and finding ease in it. And then we'll bring those legs back together. You're going to bring your knees in, give them a little squeeze, and we're going to find a nice easy twist today. So feet are gonna come together, arms are gonna go wide, and we'll just let your legs fall over. To the left, you can bring your left hand and just lay it on top of that right thigh. Maybe give yourself a little adjustment. You can bring your knees closer if you like. Still not enough, you can find a little eagle legs, that'll really intensify it. So find whichever supine twist that makes you happy, what gives you what you need. And then we'll come back into center and find the other side. So you can just sort of bring your knees in and over to the right. Or if you want to make it fancier, find your eagle legs, you can do that too. And then we'll come back to center. We're going to bring your knees in and roll all the way up to a seated position. Now I'm going to say thank you very much for joining me today. That was an express, but I got a little sweat on myself, so I hope that you did too. And you know, I wish you guys all the best. I don't know when my next video is going to be. My training ends on June 28th, so maybe June 29th. I don't know. Maybe before that, if you want something, DM me or leave it in the comments or whatever. So, all right, mwah, namaste, yogis.